Welcome to the Wave Andaman. We would like to welcome you for yet another meeting with us, and with all the comments that has come up from Ms. Sonia Gandhi, the Congress chairperson. I would like to know, to begin with, what, according to you, is the significance of the Great Nicobar Project, and why the Modi government is so hell bent in pushing it forward?
Well, the Great Andaman Project carries huge geo-strategic significance. And when I say geo-strategic significance, if you look at the location of this particular island, while it is some 450 kilometers south of the inhabited Andaman and Nicobar Islands, it is barely 150 kilometers away from Indonesia. And, in the vicinity of the Strait of Malacca, the Strait of Malacca, um, nearly 35% of the sea trade happens through the Strait of Malacca. So for India to expand 400 kilometers south of where, commercial activity ends now is a huge economic plus geostrategic boon for the country. Geostrategic because, we know China's expansionist interests in the Indo-Pacific. We know for a fact that, the Coco Island of Myanmar was acquired by China about, a few years ago. The Coco Island is barely 50 kilometers to the northernmost tip of Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So in this situation, for India to have a massive transshipment terminal 400 kilometers south of existing Andaman and Nicobar Islands gives us a huge strategic advantage in the Indo-Pacific. Over a period of time, in the next 20 years, the plan is to settle roughly around 4 lakh people over there, to make a modern, eco-friendly hub. And all of these would happen in phases to ensure that the existing population of tribals over there is completely taken care of, is completely protected. So I think it's a very futuristic project, and that is how most infrastructure projects develop. While it is incumbent upon the government to take care of the existing population, existing inhabitants over there, development of this nature, which is futuristic in nature and will benefit the future generations as well as the country's interest, cannot be put aside.
Well, very true. But having said that, the major hit that is being, now considered is the tribal group and the environmental issues that come behind it. So I would like to know, behind all these mega projects that come in, there is always a lot of permissions that goes by, and all the committees need to give a clearance. So I would
Yeah,
like to know that,
honestly, yeah.
mhm, like
Honestly,
all the
there is
legal.
no, infrastructure project of this magnitude which will not face environmental and, the safety concerns of the existing population. So even for that matter, projects like the Statue of Unity at Kevadia near Vadodara, or for that
Mhm.
matter, the new Mumbai Delhi Green Expressway, all of these face similar concerns. Now, when it comes to the Great Andaman Islands, I understand, that it has two tribes, the Nicobaris and the Shopman tribe, which have existed there for the last, maybe um, 30,000 years. One of those tribes has existed for the last 30,000 years. The other one has existed for the last 10,000 years. But the total population of both of these combined together is not more than 1,300. And they're largely confined to, certain pockets of that massive island. So, like I said, it is incumbent upon the government to take care of their protection, to make sure that their habitation is not affected. But the other portions of that massive island can certainly be utilized in India's strategic interests, which is precisely what we are doing. And the National Green Tribunal has been very strict in recent years. The National Green Tribunal has cleared the project. So, you know, I think development and environment have to coexist. There is no other way to look at it because, sustainable development is the way forward. You can't undo the development that is happening across the world, or else India will be the country which is left behind, and other countries would surge ahead of us. This is something which we can't afford, because that is something which would happen all through the Congress era anyway.
Well, that's being said, the Congress has always been opposing a lot of mega projects that has come under the Modi government. So, do you see this as a genuine concern, or is just a political opposition?
Well, today we have reached a situation where if the Congress party vehemently opposes something, you can be rest assured that that project is of national interest. That project would augur well for the country's future. Now, I read Sonia Gandhi's editorial yesterday. Point is, the non-tribal population, and there must be about 4,000, 5,000 people in Great Andaman, the non-tribal population. They started settling there from 1969, 1970 onwards. So it's been a good 55 years, and I'm sure when non-tribal population was allowed in the island, there was a vision, there was a plan to subsequently develop the island. But of course, Congress has been very poor with its decision-making abilities. They have been extremely slow with all development projects across the country, be it the railway makeover, be it the infrastructure projects in the northeastern part of our country, and similarly the Andaman and Nicobar Islands have been ignored for far too long under the Congress governments. So I think, we need to ignore the Congress criticism for the time being, because, of course, China would not want us to develop that island. Pakistan would not want us to develop that island. But that island, the development of that island is in the interests of India's future. And if the Congress is aligned with the idea of a developed, sustainably developed model, sustainable development model of development over there, the Congress should subscribe to this development plan. So I can understand China being apprehensive, or China having concerns over the development of the Great Andaman Island by India. I can understand Pakistan being jittery. I can understand some of the other countries, having concerns because it expands India's outreach, both economic as well as defense outreach in the Indo-Pacific. But why should Congress be afraid of that? Unless the Congress wants us to, stay away from the Indo-Pacific and remain confined to where we are. I think one of the biggest successes of the Modi government in the last 10 years has been our maritime expansion, has been our defense expansion in islands which had far been ignored by the Congress party. So for Congress to continue to oppose it shows that the Congress does not want a strong nation. And I think, it would be nice if we ignore the Congress concerns for now, because I can assure you the government is very particular about the protection of tribals, about the protection of environment. But yes, this is a development which can't be set aside for now, because it is crucial for the future of the country. Great. Give my regards to the team. Give my regards to the team. And
we hope to see you
okay,
soon in the islands again, maybe for a
yes,
longer time.
hopefully hope
Yeah,
to be there.
yeah.
Okay,
Well,
thank you.
yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
Take
Thank you
care.
so much.